Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood and Metal Workshop. I'm Kent, and after we made the wrench to change chucks on the lathe, so now I can use this 4-jaw chuck, but it's a little stiff, so I'm gonna have to take it apart, clean it up, lube it up, put it back together. So first thing we're gonna do is pull the jaws out. As you can see, they're a little stiff. Quite stiff. So I'm gonna hit them with some penetrant just to get them loosened up. Let that soak in for a few minutes and we'll be back. Wow, looks like it's never even been used. I mean, there's a little tiny, you can see a couple marks on the jaws, but they are stiff though, that's for sure. Might help if I actually had the right size chuck key for this, but I don't. Well, I think this falls into need a tool, make a tool. Let me check one thing here. Alright guys, let's try this again. One nice thing about having this big heavy duty table is that you put stuff on it, it cools down fairly quickly. Here's the chuck key I made, just 1/2-inch square stock, grounded down to 7/16. Not perfectly square, but it's close. And a piece of 1/2-inch round stock welded on to make a T-handle. Ship this off to California. Try to see the guys win a 4-jaw with this one. Or that go back to last year's fake chuck wrench, chuck key. Once again, see, it's in perfect condition. Just stuck. Yeah, these spin just fine. Yeah, that one's a little sticky. We'll just... hit them with a little lube while we're taking the rest of it apart. I guess we just need to get in here and clean up the faces and do what we can with it. There's a little gunk in there, but otherwise it seems to be going pretty good. It seems to be some dried up grease. There's a little rust spot there, a little rust spot there. Just where the jaws were sitting. There's no play, no wear. I don't know if it's even worth putting the chuck itself in the evapor rust. Let's try a little Scotch-Brite on those. Yeah, not even worth sticking that in the evaporust. We're just gonna drop the jaws in, I guess. Just a little WD-40 and Scotch-Brite pad. And this is cleaning up nicely. Okay, so I'm just gonna, since the rust isn't that bad on the chuck itself, I'm just gonna take some WD-40, which makes a nice cleaning lube, and some Scotch-Brite, and just give it a polish and see if that takes it up. I don't think it's worth putting the chuck itself in the evaporust. Let's see. No, that's cleaning up pretty darn nice. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning this with WD-40 and Scotch-Brite. I'm going to drop the jaws and some evaporust just to get the little bit of rust that's on here off, and we'll bring it back when it's time to put it back together. Alright guys, let's see how these came out. Get rid of the bag here that was keeping it from evaporating. Looks like it did its job. We got definitely messy. All that rust that was on here is long gone. Nice on these parts that you don't want to put to a wire wheel or something like that. This is the rust remover by Sunnyside. This is a brand that they sell at Menards. They don't carry the Evaporust brand, so I figured I'd give it a shot. It was also $5 cheaper for a gallon than the Evaporust. Alright guys, I'm going to finish cleaning up these small parts, and I'll bring you back when it's time to do the chuck. Okay. Now we got the chuck here. It will not fit in my bucket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it out, move the rust remover. Nope. One other part in there. To another bucket. Put my rinse water in that bucket. Clean this one up real quick. Wow, that came out nice. Have to get a handle on this little cross peen. Could have used it while I was making that the pedals on that rose. Instead of using a chisel, you can use a little cross peen to do the same veining on there. Okay, move the chuck in here and give it a rinse. There we go. The rust remover can be used over and over again. You can put it back in its bucket if you don't have another batch of stuff that you need to put right back in there. In this case, got this cute little anvil that I picked up at a sale last year, and it doesn't quite fit in that bucket. So once again, water out, anvil in, once again, it doesn't cover, but you take a rag and you drape it over. Make sure you're making pretty good contact with it. Let our bag to stop evaporation. Now these parts here, I left sitting in there about 48 hours. Just because I was doing other stuff. So, wasn't in a position to finish off this video, so I just let them sit and soak for a period of time while I was doing the other projects and whatnot. So I'm getting as much of the fluid off as I can. That is it looked like rusty new before. Now it looks new. Thumbnail. Pushing the rag down into the threads here to clear those off. Wipe the cavities out as best as I can. I need a dry rag here. If anybody's wondering, my wife is a hairstylist, and they use hot towels at her salon, and when they get a little raggedy, they throw them away. Well, or send them to somebody who could use them. So I've pretty much got an endless supply of shop towels. Okay. So next up is protecting all this stuff. I'm using Amsoil MP metal protector. I kind of like this stuff, so I'm just gonna give all my screws a shot there. Don't want to touch this with the wet rag, but we'll go with the dry one. Just spray it on, give it a little wipe to take the excess off. Flip it over and Get the back side. Same thing with the jaws. Give each one a spray with a metal protector. Don't have a big problem with flash rust in the shop because it's heated through the winter, so we don't have a dew point issue, but so I don't know if I mentioned it. This is a Horton chuck. Model is 8150-0 and then L00. Greenfield Tap and Die Corporation, Windsor Locks, Connecticut, USA. So, all right. So now we can go ahead and put our jaws back in. It's a 4-jaw, so it shouldn't make a difference what position they go back in, but they are all marked. This is number 3, and that's number 3. How convenient. So it's a 4-jaw, so they're not timed like a 3-jaw, like a scroll chuck. But since they went through the fun of marking it, so number 4. If I pick these up all in order, I'm going to the store and I'm buying a lotto ticket. Certainly much easier going back on now that it's cleaned up than they were when we took it apart. Still a little sticky right there, but you know what? It'll break in. Number 2. Okay, that's it. I'm buying a lotto ticket. Catch you guys later. I'm retiring. Nah, I probably just burned up all my luck for the next month. Picking these up in order. There's a little bit of gunk in some of these. I could probably use a little better chuck wrench here. Have to make a better one. This was just to get this job done, so. Alright guys, there we go. Chuck's back, all cleaned up, back together. Ready for first use, as in my shop at least. Like I said, I can't see any marks on any of the jaws. There's no scratches. There's no sign anywhere that this had actually been used. I bet you they bought it or it came with the lathe and it was just sat there, because there are no scratch marks anywhere on this thing. No signs of use. Alright guys, as usual, thanks for watching. And if you like what we did here today, please hit that thumbs up button down there. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button along with the little bell for the notifications. And leave a comment. I'm new to lathe work, so any constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated. So comments are nice, and we'll catch you in the next video.